Amsterdam Kitchen. Join us live on Saturday mornings
from 10 till 12
on Broadcast Amsterdam.
Or catch up later.
It's all online.
Hello, you're back with us from the Amsterdam Kitchen, and welcome to our home studio, Wiebe.
Hello.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
No, I'm delighted you could be here. It's great.
With all that's going on, you didn't cancel on us. We've we've sanitised our sound desk of the studio. It's all clean and it'll be good. Thanks for joining us, Wiebe. So you're from Amsterdam Tinto. Could you explain for our listeners what it is?
Yeah, it's a hard thing. Well, basically, we call it a high-quality, low-alcohol wine drink, and that means it's like a cocktail. But in order to be a cocktail, you need at least to have 2 distilled liquors, and we don't use distilled liquors. We want to make mixed drinks with lower alcohol basis. So in this case, like a red wine. So we take this very good red wine from the Pfalz from Germany, the Palatinatis in English, and we mix that with the Amsterdam syrup that we have made by Saru Soda. There's a good Amsterdam syrup makers. And it's from organic lemon, grapefruit, and the cinchona. That's like that bark that they use in tonics as well.
I
that
wanted to ask you what that is.
Yeah, that's a little fresh, bitter after bite that you have in our natural tonics.
That's really special flavour.
It comes
from everything.
At first we called it a wine cocktail, but cocktail, yes, you need distilled liquor, but also it has this sweet cantination, and then it's not that sweet. It's inspired on Tinto de Verano, which you drink in the south of Spain, which is like a red wine with a Fanta lemon. But we were there 5 years ago and said, that's really nice, but it's way too sweet. So what if you make that high quality and with 10 tons less sugar? And then you end up with this. Basically.
Yeah.
The Amsterdam Tinto.
Yes.
But where did it all start? Like, how did you come to be making drinks? Are you like a drinks maker,
No, not at all. I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah? Oh,
so
wonderful.
I write and direct films and commercials. And so I'm writing a feature film right now, and my last VR film was premiered at South by Southwest last year, the one that wasn't cancelled.
Congratulations.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So no, it's not that I have plenty of time, but it was more a couple of years ago. I was with my girlfriend in the south of Spain. We drank Tinto de Verano, and we were like, why is nobody making this in a really high quality fashion? And as a filmmaker, you always juggle like 10 projects at a time, because like a feature film that takes about 10 years to make. From the moment you think about it, especially because I write myself as well, the moment you think about it till you really release it, that's about 10 years.
Yeah. So
you juggle a lot of projects at the same time, and I kind of missed some entrepreneurial drive in there as well. So that's why I felt like why not take this on, because it really tasted very well. And
yes, I mean, this is an interesting phenomenon, isn't it? That when you're on holiday, and it's that sort of terroir concept that comes with from French wine, that it's everything around you that sets the experience, and then on occasion, I've been swept away. Like, I'm thinking a holiday in Positano a few years ago, limoncello, delicious. Just, at that moment was wonderful. But then you bring a bottle home and it doesn't quite deliver in the same way.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to expand on the Tinto. So that's why we don't call it a Tinto de Verano, because we switched from wines. We didn't use a Spanish wine, we used a German wine. Also because the Spanish wines, that's why they're more sweet, because they have such a heavy body. You need a lot of sugar to counterbalance it. And we talked to some sommeliers and to ask like what was good wine, and then they said, well, why don't you take German wine, because they're lighter and the complexity is more in the high notes. And then I happened to have a friend who comes from the Pfalz, and he knew a few award-winning wineries. So that was for me also, like everything felt like a puzzle that came together.
Yes. Yeah.
And for me, it also feels like that part feels like directing, is you take the best people and you get them together and the combination of everybody's specialties that brings out a product.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the connection of someone knows the wineries, and this is an award-winning winery. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just name them. It's Emil Bauer. They're amazing, and they help us with the wines. And we got them, and then we got few of the best cocktail shakers in the world that we know. They're friends of my girlfriend. So it's okay, why don't we ask them over? And then we knew some people who just love to drink anyway.
You should have asked me.
Yeah.
So actually just backtracking a little bit. So did you have to go to Germany to taste a lot of delicious wine?
Yes. So that was one of the horrible parts of trying to get this recipe right.
Shame.
And the good thing is as well, because we were afraid of you go to the winemaker and it's like, hey, we want to mix your wine, that they would take their pitchforks and just chase you off their fields. But because the way we were talking about it and the way that we wanted to make this product and that it's not for children, that it's not sweet, more towards the bitter, that's when they really thought, okay, but they were thinking ahead and they liked it. So we talked to more, and then we had the very good compliment that when we got our recipe and we went back to that winemaker, we let him taste the recipe. He said, hey, I know which wine you used, because he really tasted his wine.
Wow.
Which is also a good... a good...
No, but that's good, because he's happy then, because you're not compromising the flavours from his wine. So
they're really proud of the product.
Yeah, fantastic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And the story of this. So how long has this been going? And this is a product that's been launched. I'm just going to open up a bottle while we're
Do
here.
it, Kathy.
It's the right time for it.
Yeah. And, well, actually, so while you're pouring, if I can just interject a moment, what is the best way to serve it? Because I know you were a bit nervous when you said, it's not, this hasn't been chilled. So what's the optimum serve for this drink?
Yeah, the optimum serve is around 8 degrees. And then one of the things that's good when you work with very good cocktail shakers and mixologists is that the balance is absolutely right. So you don't really have to do anything with this. So you can drink it straight from the bottle.
Yes.
But the way it looks best, if you put it in a right copper and full with ice, and then you put like 2 slices of grapefruit, one in the middle and one on top, it just looks amazing. And that's why we figured, okay, if you present it like that, then we want to challenge and take Aperol Spritz out of there.
Oh, yes please.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Aperol Spritz.
No, I don't understand it at all.
Is it?
Well, it has that bitter one, and it looks great. I mean, the orange,
It's eye-catching.
it's eye-catching. That's what it sells.
Yes.
And I think it's way too sweet.
Yes.
But also it depends on who makes it, of course. But the thing that they have right is that it's more bitter. And if you lose that sugar, that's kind of what we try to do. You have a unique niche where, there's no low alcohol, like 4.9% drink that is not sweet or is not beer.
Yes.
Basically, if you want to drink wine or wine taste, then it immediately goes higher in alcohol. Or you go towards cocktails, which are usually way more sweet, and they're also way more heavy. Usually cocktails, they start at 9% and they go way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk about the market for this drink, because I've got lots to say on that. Should we take a little break for a song? And while we're having a break, we'll just have a little drink of the Amsterdam Tinto here. I'm going to play a song, and this is from Wiebe's band.
It's not like this one got cancelled during Corona. This one got cancelled in 2011 because we were fed up with it.
Yeah.
But it was, this is still close to my heart. I really love this band.
Broadcast Amsterdam.
Amazing, Wiebe. Multi-talented. But of course, you're here to talk on the Amsterdam Kitchen about the Amsterdam Tinto.
Yeah.
We talked about the bitterness. It's not too sweet, the low alcohol, but good quality. And it's an Amsterdam product.
Yes.
It's in the name.
Yeah, that's two things. It goes two ways. Yes, there's a marketing issue. Talking about the niche thing, I miss this. I miss this in a drink. So I don't think that this is only in the Netherlands. So if you want to go abroad, then Amsterdam helps. Nobody's going to drink Delft Tinto or
True.
Leiden.
Yeah, okay.
Originally
Delft.
born,
That. Yeah.
I'm born in Leiden, so that's, yeah. So, but for me, I was always attracted to Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam. I've been to a lot of cities right now, also as a director for film festivals. And I've never seen like a huge cultural metropole in the size of a village like this is. So this is really close to home. I heard from my parents that now when I was 4 and they took me to the city, that I fell in love with the canals. I really liked it. And is happy here. So that's also for me, like we had this marketing thing when we started, which said, okay, it's originated in Andalusia.
Yeah.
It's grown in Germany because we have the German wine, but then it's refreshed and refined in Amsterdam with the Amsterdam syrup makers, but also for us, Amsterdam Tinto, it means Amsterdam's red. It's that international character that flows through the veins of our city.
Yes.
So this is where it all comes together. This is where the best of the entire world comes together to combine and to collaborate and to bring out new stuff.
It's that creativity that Amsterdam does so well, isn't it?
For centuries. It's true. And, of course, the drinkers.
Yeah.
We've got those by the canal. I love, because I've shared some of your video in our promo for the show and your appearance. I love the images of all the people drinking the Amsterdam Tinto. Lovely, beautiful red colour in their beautiful cocktail glasses. In their roof terraces that had a really Amsterdam feel. There were a few hot tub in there. Did you catch that? If you haven't seen already the Amsterdam Tinto video promotion, it's Ecte Amsterdam.
So are you not concerned that it's too local in that focus, or are you not interested in selling it?
No, I think at first a lot of people, especially that you have like this Dutch mentality, like you have to stay clear and small and blah until you really make it, and then suddenly it's amazing. But before you always have to do normal. A lot of people said, why do you call it Amsterdam Tinto? Because then nobody in Rotterdam is going to drink it.
Yeah.
But basically we found out that's not true because people just tend to drink what they like.
Not, yes, yeah.
And the entire rivalry is it's not our scene that's really into that.
It's only for football fans, you know.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm not touching it from Amsterdam. Apart from that, people aren't.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
right.
as you say, the quality of the drink actually speaks for itself. So
and especially near Leiden and like the Noordwijk Beach and the Katwijk Beach, they're all gonna launch soon. So that's
great. Ready for
the spring's coming. So
yeah,
I hope that will give it a boost.
All those
Absolutely.
beach clubs.
Yeah, I can see it doing very well in that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, when everybody's allowed to go out again.
I know.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
And of course, and basically the only thing is because we started this as a drink, that's why it's in a little bit of bigger bottle than most of the competitors.
Right.
Like the sort of drinks when you take like small pre-bottled cocktails or like the gin tonics and stuff. They're all smaller, but we believe that there is a surplus in the world, even if you share it all alike, if we share it naturally. And so I like to think of when you have that moment and you have a surplus, you have an abundance of something, it creates the option to share.
Yes.
So they would say it's big enough for the thirsty ones, but it's also big enough to share those little moments with someone that you care
That's
about.
so lovely. That's
We've just opened a bottle here, 33. What did CL? Share between two glasses. It's quite enough for a little, and we've still got half a bottle left. It is good for sharing as well, but you could easily have one each. You're right, Wiebe. Good. You put a lot of thought into these things.
Yeah. So that's where it comes to like filmmaking. That's where you put a lot of thought in there, and you think a lot about it, and you try to make it right, and you set a brand. But it's basically telling a story.
And attention to detail, that sort of thing. Everything is important. This is a beautiful taste, isn't it, Geli? We remembered because
I mean, it's as good as I remember. I was slightly worried that my memory had played tricks on me, but it's so lovely. It's just it's refreshing, not sweet at all. Really has that kind of, I don't know.
But it feels special. It's not a soft drink.
No.
It's definitely got a little bit of something where...
complexity to it.
Yes.
That, like, as you were saying, is kind of a bit of a grown-up thing.
Yes.
So I think it's wonderful. So, but I noticed that you also say that there's because of the way it's made, there's a sort of potential for variation within batches and things. Does that present any challenges for you?
At first, we figured that might be a challenge. But basically, we tried it with so many different years of the same wine, and we also find out because we use one grape from one winery, from one award-winning winery, we the drink will always differ even within a year. Because if we take the grapes from the middle of the field, I mean, they make the wine. But if we take the wine that's made from the grapes from the middle of the field, then it's going to be a little bit different already than if it's from the side of the field. The same as if we order, or if Saru Soda orders the orange, why do I say oranges? The grapefruits and the lemons, if they order them like in March, they're going to be different than they order them in April.
Yes.
So they come from a different part, and so this all brings little variations in the final product. But in the end, the recipe is really, really strong.
Yeah.
So there's like, I call it like the recipe and the product breathes. So it's like life. So it's not static. It's not what a lot of products from before, because now I think you see it a lot happening. People go back to nature. They go back, okay, wait a minute, something shouldn't be this refined that it's completely
always
locked.
The same.
That's always the same. It needs to breathe.
Yes. Well, it says on the label, craft wine drink.
Yes.
I like that you've adopted the craft and the craft beer. Yes.
So,
but no, good memories.
So are you kind of building your brand and your business are you focusing on what we call off-trade or on-trade, where, is it bars? Do people go to bars to try it, or do they go to a supermarket? That's really what I'm getting.
Yeah, we want to go to supermarket, but we do this with a detour, because when you launch a product, or at least for us, we feel like people need to get to know it, and you get to either to know it through big marketing campaigns. We don't have the budget,
sure,
or through bars. I mean, going to a bar it's an experience the same as you go to the movies. It is an experience.
Yes.
It adds towards just drinking at home or drinking with a friend or whatever. So this is a nice niche where you can share share a moment.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there is a strong market for this, definitely. I mean, like I say, an alternative to the Aperol Spritz is not low alcohol anyway. But you're right. Your choice is beer or something too sugary if you want something fairly low in alcohol. As someone who plays tennis and sports quite a lot, I'm really thirsty afterwards. I'm often drinking beer or wine, and I'm not satisfied. I want something different, and not necessarily just a soft drink as well. And this would be perfect after a game of tennis, hot day, or not even hot, and this would be great.
Yeah, just the refreshment aspect of it.
Yes.
And,
I think you could totally sell this in those all the sports clubs in Amsterdam.
We met a few at the Horecava and things, and they loved it.
Yes,
because it's what you say. It's the lower alcohol. It is the refreshing. It's a normal taste. It's something you can take a few big slugs at the start, and then you start to settle it in, and you let it breathe a little, and you start to talk, and you just relax. And
and so sophisticated for Amsterdam.
Yeah. So you mentioned there in a during the track that you have encountered a couple of challenges on the way. So I don't know if you want to share.
Yes, of course, because I think I was thinking about it this week. Because basically, as a brand, it's going well. As a company, we're almost bankrupt. I had two wonderful employees that I had to lay off, all because last summer we missed our launch. Our first summer we missed it because of a bad batch. So we order at a bottling facility, and they put in a new filter of their filter machine every year, and then the factory delivers a wrong filter, and then before you know it, we go, our first big batch. All our money is in that big batch, and then 18,000 bottles that we already sold a lot, so we had to retrieve, and because if it's not filtered right, then their yeast there's in, and there's going to be pressure, and then it's almost like a kombucha. They can really pop. Or even sometimes explode, like the cap can get off, and so
dangerous.
Seriously, yes. But
so nothing happened because we reacted very fast, very well, and I'm still really proud of how we responded to it. And we got in touch, like through the Quaker, we sold it. So the wholesaler, we got in touch with everybody who also bought through them, and then we swapped cases because we didn't want to take any risks. So.
Hopefully
that's a tough lesson on launch. To go through that on launch is not ideal.
And it crumbles, and of course that's a mental stuff, and another stuff happens, so it's kind of spirals the way down. And so we bought a house and we lost the mortgage, and all that stuff that can happen. But I think that no matter how nasty it is when you're in there, it's good to start again, because when I started the drink, I'm still directing, so I do a lot at the same time. And I had a few clients that brought in a lot of money, so I had a mindset of, okay, no matter the problem, I'm just gonna work another week all nights, and then I have fixed the problem. But of course, I didn't fix the problem. I fixed the symptoms. Yeah. So this is good to get me back to where it started. I'll take a little breather. Yeah. Also, the other set. So we have a special limited edition right now because we lost a lawsuit about. There's this Portuguese wine that doesn't look anything alike, but they have A and a T, and it's the biggest wine house from Portugal. So they have it's like you fight Heineken.
Yes,
so
yeah,
we lost the lawsuit. So we lost also a lot of money in that. A lot of energy went into that. So, but we have 14,000 bottles and I have more labels. So if anybody wants to get this label, which looks amazing, it's just fresh and it's a really refined. We spent like 8 months into this rebrand that is just released. Come and help us out.
So buy your bottles now, people, and soak the label off when you're done.
You heard it here from Wiebe.
Hold on to it because when Amsterdam Tinto goes massive,
these will be vintage, limited edition,
collectible, limited edition label.
And this is Amsterdam Tinto because it's a big A with in red and a T with the 3 Amsterdam crosses on it. Very prominent AT. You'll be getting a new design for that, but they're nice. They're very nice bottles.
I hope over the summer. So I need a break. Just this summer, let it rest, and then I go out there
and then start again.
And for people who see the bottles and stuff, now I believe it's such a strong product. It will be here. It'll go strong. The story behind it, the blood, sweat and tears behind what you've produced.
Yes.
People probably may not be aware of that, but, when they're drinking it and having fun. But hopefully this interview will, give them some background to all your hard efforts to bring this. I'm so glad you've developed it.
Yeah, and stuck with it, really. Yeah. In spite of these challenges,
People call it perseverance. Other people call it bloody stubbornness. But it's just something, if it's... Even with all the setbacks, and it's really, I have to say, especially big props to my girlfriend to stay with me for the last half year because it's been really, really tough. And I haven't been the nicest person to live with in the last half year. But still, we got so much good responses to this. So it feels like I'm sometimes at maniacal moments, like when you just you win another award because people really dig the product, and at the other end you're just trying to make ends meet, and you have to tell your people you cannot pay them anymore and you have to let them go. That's such a and also now it needs to be spring because we haven't launched yet. We need to launch, and then you have to tell that for half a year. That's really tough. But at the other end, so Anna, thank you very much. I love you. You're amazing.
Broadcast Amsterdam.
I can see that going out and pitching and stuff has all been kind of great skill development for you with Amsterdam Tinto. So it sort of all feeds into
Side
itself.
hustle.
All these kind of extracurricular. I mean, they're not extracurricular.
No,
it is where a lot of people say, what does a filmmaker has to do with making a drink? And my girlfriend is a general practitioner right now. So how does that mix? But for us, it really felt like, no, but it is this perfect combination we poured into the bottle because we love beverages, we love drinking, we love having fun, we love sharing. And my girlfriend used to be one of the Fabulous Shaker boys back in the day. So that's how we know a lot of people.
Okay,
And we combined that, and she has a really refined taste. So that's all on her, that's not me.
Good one.
But it's also for me, that's the directing part. It's writing a story, but also like all towards the label and the drink and the presentation, and that's all storytelling. Yeah, if you do it right. Yeah, you have to think about it, but then eventually storytelling is also how can I, as a sender, put out a message that is received in the right way. So you really have to look at from the other point. So it's really design thinking, actually. So how can you make sure that the right moments and the right things hit at the right moment. So that's what I do with movies, but that's also kind of with a drink.
Informing you.
And you wouldn't be the first filmmaker who's branched into drinks making. I think Ryan Reynolds has a gin thing out there, aviation gin.
Yeah, there's
he's got
a Skull vodka is who's behind Skull vodka.
Yeah, but that's also those are more that's what they call the celebrity endorsement. You know, they got packed in, they didn't create it.
Yes.
So I always make fun that I'm going to be my own celebrity endorser at the time. So I just turned it around. So do it both at the same time.
I love it.
So, and were you ever tempted to do any product placement in your films, or?
Yeah, of course. It was in my VR film that was released in South by Southwest. Not only mine. I mean, I also put in because that's one of the things that I like about film is because you can make it personal. So it's not just that we put my drink in there, but we put the brilliant rum of William George, of a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Of Andrew Nichols, he's amazing as well. His rum is very good. We put that in there. We put a book of a friend of mine in there, some paintings of other friends. I mean, it has to make sense.
Yeah,
but I mean, everything has to contribute to the story, and it has to have a reason why it's there. But if the reason is valid and you can make it personal, I think that reflects on the fun that you can see that goes into making.
Well, it's a beautiful looking drink, the Amsterdam Tinto. Anyway, it looked good on screen because it's a beautiful ruby colour with a little bit of foam on top and in a lovely cocktail glass.
Yes.
But it looks good.
Yes.
You'll be seeing us drinking it around town, I hope.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But shall we let our listeners know where they can have a sip? Because
Absolutely,
it's too frustrating otherwise if they like the sound of this.
Yeah, so first I want to shout out to the two bars that were the first to really order it. So they're really great. The Flying Dutchman cocktail bar.
Oh, yes. I'm familiar with the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
Where is that? Is it Centrum?
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
cool.
centrum at the Single.
Yeah.
And Duco Tokyo. And the Maker Store. They were there really early.
yes.
I mean, talking about local products.
Yeah.
Landmarkt.
Yeah, Landmarkt. Oh, good.
Stadsmarkt. Labyrinth Cafe Komoto. Picoteo.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Labyrinth
that's
is just around the
nearby,
corner
isn't
on
it?
the
On,
Amsterdam
Amsterdam,
Tinto.
yeah.
And Landmarkt is a supermarket, so you can just buy it and to take it home for your own consumption. That's
Yes. And of course, and if you have your own bar or your own catering service, you can get it at the Quaker.
the Quaker, cool.
So you could deliver it as well.
Perfect.
You serve it. So
all those Amsterdam businesses that are listening.
yeah, a lot of the Avondwinkel Sterk.
Yes.
And there's a
Fantastic.
lot. Hendrix, Babel, which also closed down, I saw today.
Oh, no.
Temporarily.
Wow.
Temporarily. Yeah, we had a good pairing thing with Babel for a couple of months where you could get an Amsterdam Tinto menu. So you got a glass of Amsterdam Tinto to start. Then you got a starter and you got a main course, and then as a dessert, they made a beautiful Scroppino with
Of
the
course,
Tinto,
yeah,
which
that
is
would go nice.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be very
A
good.
low alcohol Scroppino.
With the lemon and the grapefruit and the drink.
nice,
Yes.
nice.
And the mystery ingredient, what is it they call it? The
Kinchona.
Kinchona.
Yeah, so this is also something that we really changed. So that we switched from the wine cocktail to craft wine drink, and we switched because there was one of the lessons that we had from our old bottle. There was no description on what the taste is on front of the bottle, so that's why we got the bold grapes on a citrus and a sparkling Kinchona finish.
I think that says it. It's really good. It really helps. I would be tempted for that. I'd like the sound of that.
Wiebe, current situation being what it is, who knows? But coming up soon, we have the Amsterdam Wine Festival and Cocktail Week. Is Amsterdam Tinto?
No.
Okay. Oh, shame.
No, basically one of the for me the most frustrating part of last year was that in all the while that things were going bad and all the decisions that I had to make, I am still so much I'm on my own right now, and constantly I'm distracted by all the lawsuits of the label, the insurance part of the bad batch, the handling of the letting go of the staff.
Yeah, sure.
So there's always stuff that keeps me from the main thing that I should have been doing, that's selling. So I missed out on the wine festival, I missed out on the cocktail festival.
Well, but as it happens, who knows if they're not probably...
Yeah, it might not happen till autumn
maybe,
now, or later
You
in the
haven't
summer.
lost out as much as you...
Yeah, I mean, the biggest lesson, that's also something very wise that my girlfriend said, because I felt the pressure that, okay, now I need to prove before April that we have a viability, a right to exist. Otherwise, we need to quit because everything was going so horribly wrong in the back. And I mean, my girlfriend was fed up with me being constantly frustrated at home. So we said, okay, but that felt also like a lot of pressure. And now with no staff, I barely have any monthly overhead anymore. So then she said, okay, why don't we switch? Because what is it actually that we really want? So we want some calm waters at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we have the product. We don't have that much overhead, so why don't we just chill?
Yes.
For a bit.
Yeah.
And I synced more than 350,000 euros almost at the moment in a couple of years in this drink, and it's almost like for 60,000 euros aside, it's all my money.
Yes.
And it's not like when you start, I'm going to put all this in. But it's when you're there and it's like, I'm going to work a few weeks overtime. And then gradually in a few years, you end up putting everything in there. And then it's a wake-up call when you're not getting the house. And it's like, wait a minute, if I've done all that, then it was like...
Where's all the money gone?
No, don't lose faith.
I really have faith in this drink.
Yes.
But I also believe in having faith in growing organically, getting it smaller. So I do want to set up in April, if I have time to do it before April, and with the coronavirus, whatever, either a GoFundMe campaign or a crowdfunding, and I'm going to open up a web shop part on the website where we're going to sell to consumers because it's only B2B, but no less than a case, so you have to buy 24 bottles, otherwise the shipment is
it's not
going crazy.
No. But that's no hardship.
Well, you heard it here first. There's a good plans. I think that's a great plan for you. Well, we support you. We're going to do everything we can to hopefully promote those initiatives. I want to thank you for joining us on the Amsterdam Kitchen.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing your stories and the pain as much as the joy of it. I really appreciate your honesty with that.
Useful to other food entrepreneurs as well out there. It's chaos as well in our home studio on a Saturday morning. We've got kids everywhere, but that's it. Might be also chaos in your house as well, listeners, but that's it. We'll just follow what you do at amsterdamtinto.com if people want to find out more about you. Amsterdam Kitchen.